So if you're like me, when the Bugatti Bolide came out a couple years ago, you wished there was a road version. And apparently so did the Bugatti VIP, because we now have the Bugatti Destrier, which is essentially a road-going Bugatti Bolide, which I can't even believe I'm saying that. That's such an incredible concept. The Bugatti Destrier looks incredible, and Bugatti actually launched this car a couple days before Car Week really started. And not to say I think that was a mistake, but I think if they had just pulled the covers off this car at one of the events out there, it would have like taken the whole world by storm. Everyone loves the car still, but I think because people knew it came out a few days before the car weekend really got going, and maybe lost some of like the wow factor it could have had. Like, no one really was talking about the Gordon Murray S1 ahead of time, and when the covers came off that, everybody freaked out. I think the same thing would have happened with this Bugatti, because it is one of the most beautiful looking cars ever made, hands down. Before we talk about the Bugatti Destrier, please like the video for me, hit the notification bell, subscribe for me if you haven't already. I'm trying to grow the channel. I really appreciate you guys that have been watching all my videos and commenting along the way. Please keep helping me grow this, and I hope you're enjoying this Car Week content. Now let's get into the Bugatti Destrier, because I really think this is one of the coolest cars of all of Car Week, maybe the coolest car. So let's talk about why. So basically, Bugatti made 40 Bugatti Bolides a couple years back, track only W16 hypercar. Basically like the concept they showed of like a Chiron Vision GT from before the actual Chiron came out, they made into a real car. The Bolide is like the ultimate track Bugatti that could ever be made. It's super low to the ground, insane aerodynamic. It requires like training and knowledge on how to turn the car on before you do it, and you need to make sure you do it the right way, or you could literally like destroy the engine. So the Bugatti Bolide is like a serious, purposeful car, sports car, hypercar, supercar, which isn't really realistic to drive the car on the road. It's more of just like either you're tracking this thing all the time, or you just bought it because it looks insane and you want it and it's rare. Now this Destrier, they've taken a little bit of the extremeness out of the Bolide to make it, you know, actually just turn on with like a normal ignition sequence. But they've just made the car like beautiful, made it a little more usable so it can go on the road. Not this is by any means like a practical road car or anything like that, but it looks insane. I mean, the car they say is less, it sits below a meter in height. Think about how low that is. Like stand up and, you know, measure a meter up. The car sits below that. And they just nailed like every proportion on this car. We're going to talk about all the details here. It still makes 1600 horsepower from that same quad turbo W16 that unfortunately we won't see in road cars anymore, but we're getting a nice V16 from Cosworth to replace it in the Bugatti Tourbillion, which is also a really great hypercar that I can't wait to see more of. But this one-off Bugatti Destrier is incredible. So the car is actually named after a horse that carried medieval knights into battle back in the day. That's pretty cool. The Bugatti C on the side of the car, if you know, like the big silver C that you can always see in the design of the cars, is more exaggerated on this one, and it's in chrome trim so you can really see it. And there's even a wider horseshoe grille on the front of this car than you find on the Bolide. Now the back of the car still has that really cool quad tip exhaust that the Bolide had, obviously slightly different looking, but still quad tip. It still is a decently sized, you know, wing situation and massive diffuser going on here, and the wheels are really cool too. And there's a roof scoop. So this car has everything that you could possibly want. I mean, all these things normally are like insane to have on a road car. This car's got them all casually, and it's got 1600 horsepower and a 7-speed dual clutch transmission. I mean, there's nothing not to like about this car. The only thing not to like about this car is that it's a one-off, so unfortunately we can't all go buy one, because this is like the coolest thing ever. If money was no object, this just jumped like right near the top of my list for cars that I would take. I mean, this thing is so cool. You'll notice that the X headlights on the Bolide are also gone off the front of this car for a more like, you know, oval shaped headlight. It does look better for the road, I suppose. I think they matched the design a little better than the X's would have, but it would have been cool to have the X's on there as well as like a nod straight from the Bolide to this. But there's no question that this is a Bolide based car through and through. Now the interior of the car, they've got brown leather everywhere. They've got what looks like a cork pattern on like the shoulder part of the seats, but I think it's actually a copper inlay. And they've got all different kinds of textiles in this car. I mean, they've got the copper like I mentioned, but then there's also nubuck and leather, of course, probably the nicest leather ever. The air conditioning vents on this car look like the exhaust on the back of the car inside the cabin, which is so cool. Very minimalist design on the inside, very few buttons and as few screens as possible. Bugatti always likes to do that so the cars remain future proof. But you will notice this car retains the track steering wheel from the Bolide, but now wrapped in like a nice leather, and the, you know, the dashboard looks a little more put together and not as much like, you know, see-through parts like in a Bolide. So they've basically taken the overall structure of a Bolide, both inside and out, and made it much more lavish and more like, they put like the Bentley element of Bugatti back into the Bolide basically. Really high-end leathers, high-end place to be, but then at the same time you still have to, you know, sit into the tub of the car and put on a 6-point harness instead of a traditional seatbelt, and you're, you know, surrounded in lovely leather everywhere. But because it's a Bolide based car, there's no airbags in this car either, so it's literally a luxury track monster for the road. There's nothing not to love about that. The price tag's probably insane. I mean, this is one of those cars that just like whatever it costs you pay it type of thing, and the type of person buying this car, probably won't miss the money. If I just had to guess, I'd say 14 million if I just had to put a number on it, something like that. This is the third car in Bugatti's Program Solitaire. If you haven't heard of that, it's basically their super exclusive one-off program. I think they said they're going to do 2 of these a year. There's only been 2 before this car. The Bugatti Brouillard, which was like a green, definitely Chiron based car that had a lot of bespoke elements and a slightly different design to it. And the second one was a Chiron underneath, but it looked like a Veyron with more modern headlights and stuff on top. So that was pretty cool. It was almost like a resto modded Veyron, but instead of like a resto mod, it's a Chiron powertrain in a Veyron body. Pretty cool car, but this one just blows them both out of the water. I mean, this is a Bolide that was, you know, made back into a road-going Bugatti. And while technically it predated the Program Solitaire, the Bugatti Lavotron Noir, also a really bespoke one-off car, probably cooler than the previous 2 cars I mentioned, but this Destrier kind of blows that out of the water too. I mean, this car is beautiful. I don't have enough good things to say about it. It looks incredible. I hope to see it one day. I hope to own it one day. Things have gone very right if I ever own that car. It's that kind of car. It's like a generational, it's just Bugatti showing what they can do when all restrictions are taken away, which is great. But at the same time, they've made it road compliant. So now when they say it's road compliant, I doubt they crashed this car and did like a crash test and stuff. I'm sure they did some of that with the Bolide, but I think what they mean is this is road legal in the way that you can get a show and display a license for a car instead of like a typical, you know, registration. This car is coming to the US for a US customer, so they can do some things with show and display here, where I believe as long as you keep it under, you know, a low number of miles every year, you can drive it, even though it's not like a fully homologated car, which means it also sounds pretty dang good, I would imagine. I mean, there's probably not a lot of OPF and restrictions on that W16 in this car, so I'd love to hear what it sounds like. I don't think the car actually works right now. I mean, the Bolide obviously runs, so the engine can run, but I mean, this is just like one of the coolest things ever. One of the coolest cars of Car Week. I can't believe there's not more buzz around it, but I really think it's because they pulled the covers off a little too early. I don't want to be just a glazer here, so I'm going to cut this short. I don't want to keep just saying everything is perfect about this car, but it's really incredible. I can't wait to see the Tourbillons once they start getting delivered, and I'm sure there'll be special edition Tourbillons with the V16 based engine instead. That'll be incredible down the road. So much effort and engineering has gone into that car, and I'm sure there's a ton of it going into this Destrier as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video about the Bugatti Destrier. Be on the lookout for my next video about whatever has come out of Monterey Car Week, and for a full recap of Monterey Car Week at the end of the week, of course. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing on all my videos so far this weekend. If you haven't already, please do so, and I hope to see you in the next Exotics Anonymous video.